never heard of grapefruit-sized hail in the St. Louis area. Let's go to Dan Gray now. He is out at the airport covering really a wild situation out at Lambert. Dan?
Yeah, Dave, I've never seen anything like this. Lambert St. Louis International Airport is closed. When is the last time you've ever heard that? There have been ambulances standing by here. We know that we saw one person on an ambulance taken away, another person, and we just saw some emergency medical personnel take a stretcher inside the airport here, presuming that they are bringing out another person who has been injured. So we know probably of a few injuries, possibly 3. Now, this has been a great inconvenience for a number of passengers. It has been a great inconvenience for a number of people who have come to pick up passengers. I talked to 2 of those folks earlier tonight, just a few minutes ago, as well as a passenger trying to get out of St. Louis. Here's what they experienced tonight.
Sandy, we are still here in the Auburn Meadows subdivision off of Forestel Road near New Melle. Behind me, you can see this home. It took the worst damage of any in this area. We are approaching midnight, and take a look. There are still roofers working on the top of this house to shore it up the best they can. Authorities here telling me that about 20 homes total in this area took some kind of damage in the storm.
Oh, Sandy, some pretty astonishing damage here. Behind us, more police have shown up. What they're doing now is with flashlights, they're going door to door to make sure no one is still in any of these homes that might be in danger of collapse, to make sure everybody is okay. Everybody we've talked to so far is scared to death by this storm, but no injuries that we've been able to find out around here. However, a couple of dozen houses, if I had to guess, in this immediate area were pretty well devastated. Just on up St. Charles Rock Road, where we were before, a line of businesses were just torn up. We talked to a couple of more people who were caught in this storm as it hit, and they told the same story about how terrifying it was when the tornado slammed in.
But when I went back even further, about a mile in, the devastation is just, I mean, look at these photos. This is just one house that's about a mile down Old St. Charles Road, and it's just about a mile past the barricade. This is a house where a husband and a wife were in the basement when the storm hit. When the storm was over with, they said it lasted about 20 to 30 seconds, and then when they came back upstairs, their house had been ripped off of its foundation, and all that is left is the floor.
The glass busted behind me. There was a lady that didn't make it behind me, and I asked what happened to her, and they said like she was completely cut up.
A view of the damage from inside the airport, how much work still needs to be done, and the prognosis for when planes will be taking off again.
This is a very, very strong and intense tornado that came through this area.
The cleanup, the board up continues in Bridgeton. The debris from the tornado everywhere.
This hard-hit Berkeley neighborhood is counting its blessings, while residents say God was watching over them.
Would you like to help the tornado victims? We're going to give you an easy way to do that, and all you have to do is pick up the phone.
First on Fox, a powerful, intense tornado rips through the St. Louis area, destroying homes and businesses. While injuries are reported, there are no fatalities. The storm caused major damage to parts of Lambert Airport. Shattered glass, gaping holes in parts of the roof, and twisted metal closed the airport for hours, but it is now open for some flights tonight.
We begin our live team coverage with Fox News' Jeff Bernthal. Jeff, hard to believe planes are landing at Lambert tonight.
Have to say hats off to the workers here who have been at it nonstop. Take a look at what's happening right now. They are boarding up the broken windows. Millions of dollars worth of damage done here at Lambert Airport. But tonight we just saw something very promising. For the first time since the powerful tornado hit the airport, we saw a plane landing. We have surveillance video from the airport that gives you a look at what it was like when this powerful tornado hit. Glass shattered, doors blew off, and the wind tossed around anything in its way. Planes jostled on the runway. Fox 2's Rocky Madden is standing by live in Bridgeton, in one of the hardest hit communities so far. Rocky.
Hey, Jeff, this is an example of one of the homes hard hit, very severely damaged here in Bridgeton. You can see they put plastic tarp over the front of the home to cover that gaping hole. They spent the day covering the entire roof with tarp because of big holes. And News 11's Betsy Bruce standing by live right now at a shelter in Maryland Heights. Betsy?
Hello there, Rocky, to you. Yes, I'm here at a Red Cross shelter in Maryland Heights. Now, Berkeley, the place where I spent most of my day, is reaching out to its residents, hundreds with severely damaged homes and many more still without power.
Okay. Berkeley Mayor Kyra Watson tries to catch her breath as the level of destruction sinks in.
This is hard to believe.
Now let's go to my colleague Chris Renier, who's in Granite City. Chris?
Betsy, we are just off Route 203, a little south of I-270, and check out this house behind me. A tornado ripped off the...
All of a sudden, my drapes blew up all the way to the ceiling, and I mean, stuff started falling down. And so I thought, I better get out of here.
Here's a look at where things stand now.
This was the most powerful tornado to hit St. Louis since 1967.
The vicious tornado ripped through the St. Louis area, leaving a trail of destruction stretching for miles through 9 municipalities.
Elliot and Shirley, all you have to do is look at the video of the damage from the storm and you see these folks need help. The Salvation Army is already helping them, and now the Salvation Army needs your help. We've teamed up with the Salvation Army to set up this special phone bank here at our station tonight, and we have the Rams here answering our phone calls. We have Rams head coach Steve Spagnuolo here, several former Rams players, Aeneas Williams, Andy McCullum, Leroy Glover, and we have Maria Spagnuolo.
No matter how many times I've done this, no matter how often I've done it, you never get used to the destruction that you see that weather creates. One of the first things we'd like to take a look at is the Harmon Estates video again, and that's that is just devastating when you look at that and you see what people have to do to rebuild their lives when they have been completely shattered. I mean, some of those houses in that particular subdivision appeared to explode.
The shuttle van was picked up and wedged onto the barrier, which kept the van from falling down onto the lower level. She immediately took out her cell phone and was able to take this picture, and then she got on the internet to send it. She took another photo with her cell phone of the van from a different angle, and she sent that to us today.
You know what, I'm going to take this over here and help them get this junk out.
When Nancy Lamb's parents built this house back in 1953, they drove every nail themselves. It was nothing fancy, but for almost 60 years it stood sturdy until the Good Friday tornado tore into it as if it was made of styrofoam.
Pretty hard. I just, you know, you don't think something like this is ever going to happen. And a lot of things you have to let go of, but those are all possessions, and everybody was okay, and that's what matters.
And everybody includes Nancy's 84-year-old mother, Jean Kalb, who raised 6 kids here.
This is my brother.
Now, those kids, along with about a dozen volunteers, are cleaning up what's left, and they are wasting no time because they have no time to waste.
When the tornado hit, Jean Kalb was not at home, and she hadn't been for quite some time. She has lung cancer, and she's dying.
Jean has been living with family, cared for by hospice nurses, who recently cautioned them she may only have a few weeks left to live. For Nancy, knowing that has made seeing this profoundly difficult to accept.
I was questioning God. I was like, why now? Why not in a little while? And there was just a peace that he gave me. It's like, Nancy, I have a much better home for her. And that's where I'm at with it, and that's what I can hold on to.
With time so short, Nancy and her siblings are trying to comfort their mother by doing what they can as fast as they can to make this mess look as nice as they can, carting off bits of memories in rusty wheelbarrows and clearing the land so it will look like it did when Jean Kalb first fell in love with it 56 years ago.
It would be so neat to be able to just have it cleaned up for her before she, you know, while she's still here, and to be able to say, here, Mom, it's still, you know, it's going to be okay.
At first, Nancy and her siblings were not sure bringing their mother to see the house would be a good idea. By Tuesday, they decided to give it a try.
Smile, you're on candid camera. This is my mom, this is Jean.
Frail and left with only a whisper for a voice,
Just watch her real careful.
Jean Kalb made her way up the driveway in pink slippers.
Watch the glass, Mama.
Not sure what she'd find when she got to the end.
They're cleaning all kinds of stuff up for you and doing all kinds of stuff. I mean, we've just had people and people and people all over.
The porch held up.
Yeah, the porch held up. It did. The porch stayed there. A lot of it stayed. But you glad you came and see it getting all better?
I can't believe it did that kind.
Although the cancer has made it difficult for her to speak, what Jean Kalb wanted to say, she said with her arms.
She got in her purse and was trying to get money out to give it to us kids to buy everybody lunch here because she was so thankful for what they're doing. So, but that's Mom. She'd give, you know, she's got a big heart. Yeah, quit crying. When you've been through something like this and you're also facing the end of life, to just see the help of others and the caring and the love of others, total strangers, that's good.
No one really knows whether this was the last time Jean Kalb will ever see her house, but her family hopes now that she has, she'll be at peace when it's time to go home. In Bridgeton, Paul Shankly, Fox 2 News.